Welcome back to the Game Smash podcast. As always, I'm your host, Green Liberty,
Was Muhammad Yusuf.
and today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a smaller podcast before our main one. It's going to be E3 predictions for 2016. We're going to go through all the big names, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, and we're going to just do our predictions of what they're going to show this year. So I guess without further ado, let's get started. So, Microsoft. I'm going to let you go first, Fawaz. Let's see what you think Microsoft's going to bring to the table.
Okay, so I don't think we're going to see a lot of surprises at Microsoft press conference this year because they have a lot of games to show, right?
Right.
Like I'm pretty certain we're going to see Gears 4, we're going to see Sea of Thieves, we're going to see
Yes.
Crackdown 3, we're
Yeah.
going to see Halo Wars, we're probably going to see Recore.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some Battlefield 1 there because I think EA is hanging with Microsoft
Yeah.
for this one, and there's probably going to be some other third party exclusive content bullshit.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Like Sony, we're gonna see a lot of VR. We're probably gonna see way too much VR. So and then there's rumors that keep going on about like a new consoles for both Sony and Microsoft. I hope they're not true because I think that's some bullshit. But they're probably going to be true. So we're probably gonna see that too.
I think Microsoft is definitely going to show off maybe a newer version of the Xbox One, like a slightly better one, maybe more hardware. More
Processing.
more processing, more data storage, kind of stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
so like I feel like with all this stuff that I just listed, and you're talking about an hour and a half presentation, they just won't have enough time to hit us with any, mic drop moments, which is fine. Like I think that's a very, very nice balanced um, press conference. I mean, you got Crackdown 3, an open world game. You got Gears of War 4, a third person shooter. It looks like shit, but still a third person shooter nonetheless. You got Sea of Thieves, which is which was one of the more interesting games announced at E3 last year. You got Recore, which I have no idea what that is. You got Halo Wars, which is a console RTS. I mean, like that's like a unicorn right there, man.
yeah.
You don't see a whole lot of those. So
Yeah, console RTSs are very rare.
So yeah, like personally, I've always preferred Microsoft presentations. I feel like of the big three, they've always had the best pacing, even when they've had terrible presentation. Even when their presentations have been lacking in content, they've always had really good. The presentations have always been well presented well. So I think of the big three, theirs is going to be the most enjoyable. But
I kind of hope that they do have something that does surprise me though, because the biggest thing that surprised me last year was the backwards
Content, yes.
compatibility.
Oh yeah.
That was a big deal, and probably that was for me that was the highlight of their whole conference. Was
Yeah, the
that?
backwards compatibility was a pretty big deal. There was also the like Phantom Dust was one of the biggest surprises for me because I actually remember Phantom Dust on the Xbox, and I did not expect to see that franchise ever again.
Yeah.
So Phantom Dust was a pretty big surprise. Halo Wars was not at E3 though, so scratch that. So yeah, I would like to see at least one surprise. Oh yeah, we're probably. I don't know if we're gonna see what's that game? Scalebound. I don't think we're gonna see Scalebound.
I don't think we're gonna see Scalebound. Like some of the stuff, like I know, like I agree. Like obviously, we're gonna see Gears 4. They may announce a new Halo, like Halo
I don't
6.
think so.
You really don't think so?
Because Halo Wars is going to be there, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Halo Wars is
Well,
going to be at the press conference.
they could do like back to back, like here's a Halo Wars trailer, and then just have like a small like just teaser announcement for Halo 6.
Here's the other thing: Halo 5 did not sell very well. Halo 5 is currently the lowest selling Halo ever. I think it's sitting at like 4 million sold, which is terrible by Halo standards. Halo 5 was not very popular. Halo the Master Chief. So I honestly feel like Microsoft is going to let that franchise breathe for a little bit because I think people are getting tired. I think people are just getting tired because like you see the same thing happening with Assassin's Creed, and hopefully the same thing is going to happen with Call of Duty as well. I think people are just getting tired of being
Yeah.
oversaturated with the same games over and over again. So I definitely don't think we're going to see Halo 6 this year. Like I said, they have so much stuff, man. They got to show us Crackdown 3.
Oh.
We actually haven't seen any gameplay of Crackdown 3 yet, except for like a gameplay demo at Gamescom. We haven't seen, they're definitely going to show Gears 4. Gears 4 is a big game this year. I think we're going to see Sea of Thieves. That's one of their more interesting IPs. We might see a Recore. I'm not sold on that yet, especially since it's KG and Ifune. And yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I definitely think we're going to see Halo Wars, and I think we have a higher chance of seeing more Scalebound than we do of seeing a new Halo announced. We might see a new IP. I hope we see something new. I do agree with you. I do hope we see something new. But just looking at how much stuff is almost guaranteed to be at the press conference, I just don't see how they'll fit in the time to be like, oh, by the way, we're making a new Banjo-Kazooie, or we're making a new Battletoads. A new Battletoads. That I wouldn't be opposed to that. You know,
I'm curious if they're gonna show like any because I know like last year they did spend a decent amount of time showing some of the indie stuff.
Yeah, they're probably gonna show indie stuff.
I hope that they do, because I really hope that we get to see more Cuphead.
Yeah, that game.
Cuphead looks so freaking good.
Yeah, that game is the tits. What's this thing called? You know what? Okay, for my prediction for big surprise, I say a brand new Battletoads.
Okay, all right, you heard it here first.
I'm locking that down. Brand new Battletoads at Microsoft E3 press conference.
I'm thinking, like, what is something that Microsoft has that they haven't used in a while that they could bring back?
Like, ooh, there's a lot. And then I'm speechless. I love it.
Yeah. Like for me, it's like I always think of like, you know, Halo and a couple of other Gears and stuff like that. We know we're going to be getting Gears for sure. Like, absolutely, we're going to be getting Gears. I actually do kind of hope maybe we might get some cool Killer Instinct stuff, because that's another IP that they have that they should flaunt more often.
Yeah.
So, I honestly, like, I feel like they got to drop something new. They got to drop something that's a surprise, that is just a new IP, something that probably is going to look like it kicks ass. Record was a really cool thing that they showed last time at last E3. But honestly, like, you know, we don't know what kind of game it's going to be or not. So maybe we might get gameplay. You know what? Some people have said, I've read a comment like saying, well, the reason why Might Number 9 sucks is because KG's been working on Record, so Record's going to be amazing. And I'm just like, okay, Mr. Optimist.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let me look. Okay, like Battletoads is my realistic prediction, but you know, just for the sake of the podcast, I'm gonna go with Advent Rising. Do you remember Advent Rising? Tanner?
Yes, I do remember Advent Rising.
Yes, I say we see a reboot of Advent Rising at E3 this year. You heard it here first.
I will be so happy if that actually happens.
I don't actually think that's ever going to happen.
Oh, it's not going to happen. But that's interesting nonetheless. Do we have any other Microsoft predictions before we move on to Sony? Or
no, not really. I think that's everything.
All right, let's move on to Sony then. I've got a couple.
Okay.
For sure, we're probably going to see Last Guardian. Like, I'm pretty sure we're going to see some more Last Guardian stuff. Maybe just like a trailer this time, not a gameplay. Hopefully we're going to see some more Horizon Zero Dawn, gameplay trailer. Because I know we did get a trailer and we talked about it on one of our podcasts. But I'm hoping that we get like a more concrete gameplay trailer instead of more of a story one.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I think would be interesting is obviously Sony did a pretty good job of dropping some pretty holy shit moments last conference. So they need another secret project that nobody really knows about. And my guess is that we might get to see Kojima's next project, because he did partner up with Sony several months ago, and he has been working on something since. So we might get to see a little bit of that, and I'd be super excited if we get a little taste. Hopefully we'll get some more Final Fantasy 15, because obviously they need to show that off a lot more. Because, you know, people... Because it's coming up soon, and, you know, it's going to be September when it comes out, so it makes sense to get people, like, hyped up for the release.
Yeah.
The other thing that might be an interesting thing... we could possibly see some Dark Souls 3 DLC.
Yeah, actually.
maybe a trailer for that. Some people also have been speculating that Bloodborne 2 is a possibility.
Ooh.
Because they've From Software has been very open, where it's like Dark Souls 3 is the last of this series.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to move on to different IPs now, and people saying, well, Bloodborne is technically their IP, so they could make a sequel to that.
Yeah. Any Bloodborne, I love me some Bloodborne.
So that's a couple of ideas that I got. What about you, Fawaz?
For me, I don't think there's going to be a lot of surprises this year at Sony's press conference. First of all, let me get the bat out of the way. I feel like they're going to spend a lot of time on Call of Duty, on Destiny, and on VR. So that's going to bog the shit out of. That's going to bog down their presentations.
To be fair, though, they did a lot of their VR stuff at the PlayStation Experience, so I don't even. Maybe. Because I honestly don't know, because did they really do that much VR last...
They didn't do any VR last year, but VR hadn't really picked up, right? Now VR is supposed to be launching at the end of this year, so I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure they're going to use this as a chance to
try and sell VR.
To sell VR to a lot of people that aren't well sold on it yet, you know. But in terms of games, unlike last year, this year I feel like they're gonna have a lot of first party games to actually show, and concrete first party games that are coming out soon. So we're gonna see GT Sports, we're gonna see Last Guardian, we're gonna see Horizon, we're gonna see Dreams. I think we're gonna get either a release date for Dreams, but probably an open beta date for Dreams. What's this thing called? We should see either one of either Sony Ben's new game or the new God of War, preferably both, because for God's sake, people, it's been like 5 years. But hey, I thought I said this at PSX, so what do I know? Overall, I think it's going to be a solid presentation. One thing I'm really happy about is that there is no new Assassin's Creed coming out this year. Yes. Batman has already come out. And there was one other third-party game that Sony... Oh, yeah, and Battlefield has finally come out. Right. So I don't have to watch any of those 3 third-party games at Sony's press conference. Now, Now, I'm hoping Sony don't find a way to, quote-unquote, surprise me and then find other third-party games to parade around at their press conference, acting like they're exclusives. But
that's fair.
Yeah, the funny thing is, personally, me, I haven't liked any of Sony's PS4 since the PS4 launch. I haven't liked any of their press conferences, primarily because of that. They keep parading around.
That's fair. I mean, we've already had this argument on. I personally really liked their last conference. It was way better than the 2014 conference. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, well, it couldn't be much worse. But yeah, we're still going to see COD. We're going to see Destiny. We might see... I actually think we're probably going to see Titanfall at Microsoft press conference.
No, Titanfall 2 seems way more likely to happen at Microsoft's conference than it is at... And it's weird, even Dark Souls 3 DLC could potentially happen.
I was actually going to say that.
Yeah, because I know that they actually announced Dark Souls 3 at the Microsoft conference.
Yeah, so Dark Souls 3 DLC is probably going to be at Microsoft press conference, and then Sony, we're probably going to see I have more confidence that Sony will surprise us with something than I do with Microsoft, because right now, I mean, Sony I feel like Microsoft have more stuff that they've already announced.
Maybe Ni no Kuni.
Yeah, Ni no Kuni. I don't think we're going to see Ni no Kuni at E3. I think they're going to save that for TGS.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is that honestly, the games that I'm more excited for are probably gonna happen at TGS.
Yeah, we're gonna see some Persona 5 stuff.
Yeah. I know that I think it was 2014 when they showed off at least the logo for Persona 5 at E3. So that was actually a big deal to them, I guess. Because I know it's a niche. I know, obviously, I'm not gonna lie. I know it's a niche title, but it's still a pretty stronger niche title that they can show off. Plus, the game looks pretty damn good. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting. I'm hoping that we get to see Kojima's secret project, because that would be a good surprise.
Yeah, but I wouldn't hold my breath, because like you said, he just started working on it a couple of months ago. So I don't think like, I mean, first of all, the game is still very, very, very early in development. So
Mm-hmm.
even if he showed it, it's going to be like a Cyberpunk 2077 situation where they'll
Right.
show it at E3, and then get to we won't get any concrete stuff from it for like a couple years. In
Right.
which case, I'd rather they just didn't show it at all. So yeah, for me, and I don't feel like it's gonna be a while
Yeah.
before that game
Fair enough.
comes out. I think so.
Um.
So I feel like it's probably better if they just. I feel like we're not going to. I guess to make a long story short, I feel like we aren't going to actually see it
I'm trying to think of
anytime.
anything else. We're probably gonna get some more Final Fantasy VII gameplay
I
remake.
don't think so.
You really
Uh,
don't, because they did it at the PlayStation Experience, which surprised
did
the
they?
hell out
Oh
of me.
yeah, they did. You're right. Okay, hey, what do I know,
So
right?
I have a feeling. Well, we might get like another trailer, because honestly, like I feel like it would make more. It would make sense because clearly that was what people were. That was one of the things that people were losing their shit over was
Yeah,
Seven remake. So for them to bring it back would make sense.
yeah.
But like I said, it could happen. It could not. What was the one other thing? I know that the Sony did do an indie lineup in one of their earlier conferences. I don't think they did much for 2015, but I know they did do it for 2014.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get an indie lineup this
Yeah,
year as
cause
well.
yeah. Oh no, they did it last year with Devolver. They did it with Devolver
Yeah, yeah.
Entertainment. The one thing I would love to see is they did this for 2014, is that they showed off Transistor in 2014.
Hmm.
And I'd be hoping that we would get to see a little bit more Pyre because I love me some Supergiant games.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's sort of my predictions for Sony, I guess.
So
Was
big
it
surprise. What's your big
my
prediction?
big surprise? I know you still say that Kojima's secret project's not going to show. I'm still hoping because I'm trying to think of any other big surprise that
Well, I
Sony
mean,
could
Last of
do.
Us too, but that's not really.
Even then, Last of Us 2 is a bit like I kind of want it to happen, but I also kind of I don't know. You know, it'd be interesting though if it was just maybe like a Naughty Dog new IP. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I'd like to see a new IP.
as long as it's not another Uncharted, because I feel like okay, well I know it's probably not gonna be another
It's not
Uncharted because
gonna
they've emphasized that this is meant to be the end of Uncharted, right?
Yeah,
So, um, we're probably it could be Last of Us 2 for those who are very hopeful, and or it could be a completely new IP. It's probably not gonna be Jack and Daxter as much as I want it to be.
yeah.
uh,
Some people, obviously still hoping for a new Crash Bandicoot. Some
It's
people.
funny. I've watched a couple of clips from Uncharted 4, and this one clip almost sold me on buying the game just because I couldn't believe how meta it was.
Uh,
It is in the beginning of the game, you're playing as Nathan Drake,
and then you
and
can play Crash, right?
like literally, yeah, baseball. No, there's an actual cutscene where you're with Elena, who's like your kind of girlfriend. You're just
Yeah.
sitting on a couch, and Nathan Drake's trying to play Crash Bandicoot, and he's like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. And Elena clearly knows how to play the game. Like, she knows all the buttons, and Nathan just really sucks. And it's fantastic. Oh my god. But yeah, no, that's what I think. I think Sony's gonna do. I honestly really don't know. I really don't know. Bloodborne 2, I think would be pretty cool. I
Yeah,
know it's not
Bloodborne's
much.
good.
I don't think it's not. I don't think it's going to be much of a surprise because some people have been speculating. Oh yeah, Bloodborne 2 is probably going to happen. But I'm like, you know what? Bloodborne 2 would be a good game to
Yeah.
to throw people off for sure.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get a Bloodborne 2 just yet because I mean like Dark Souls 3 just came out. They're probably still working on DLC for that.
Yeah.
Bloodborne 2's DLC came out last year. No, to be fair, they announced Dark Souls 3 while they were still working on DLC for Bloodborne 2. So
Yeah.
what do I know?
It could be
Um,
like I said. You also have to understand that these could be just like announcement trailers. Like they
this
could
is
be
true.
cinematics. They could be just very small teasers. It doesn't necessarily have to be something really big. It could just be
Yeah.
an announcement for sure.
Yeah, no, you're completely right. So yeah, there is that. I wouldn't mind seeing a Bloodborne too. I love me some Bloodborne. If I had to bet on a big mic drop surprise,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to swing for the fences and just keep up with the trend and
Okay.
go with a new Crash Bandicoot.
A new Crash Bandicoot. Hmm.
Yeah. You know, like
Well, to
Sony
be
saw the
fair,
success of Ratchet and Clank. You know, Ratchet and Clank was really successful. Like the
yeah.
game, it sold really well.
Hmm.
Um, so Sony saw the success of Ratchet and Clank, and yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, you know what, Activision, give us back that IP because this is how it works in real life. So they go up to them and they're like, give us back that IP, and Activision are like, you know what, guys, yeah, you guys can
Sure.
have it back, and then yeah.
And then you wake up from the dream, and
Yeah,
then
realistically speaking, I think it's gonna be The Last of Us 2.
yeah, yeah.
But
Either way, I am very interested to see what they're gonna bring.
yeah, I
Bring to
think
the
Sony's
table.
gonna have a good press conference this year. But I said the same thing about PSX, so what do I know?
Yeah. Well, to be yeah, that's fair. Wait, was
PSX
PSX the really shitty?
was the really shitty one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the one that happened at the end of the year.
Oh, okay, yeah. Gotcha. All right, Nintendo.
Yeah, so this is all I've got to say about Nintendo.
Okay, yeah. Just let it sink in. All right, I have a couple things to say about Nintendo. I'll be that guy. You can chuckle or hello.
Hello, yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, because I'm like, I couldn't tell if you were just keeping the joke going or if you just disconnected at the perfect moment.
Because I just got up and I just left. I was like, this is all I have to say about Nintendo. I just unplug and leave.
Boom. Podcast's over. So obviously, Nintendo, obviously, they've been very front in saying, like, it's mostly going to be Zelda Wii U. Now, what I think they're probably going to do, and I speculated this before on a different podcast, is that, yes, we're probably going to see some Zelda Wii U details, and we're going to see probably the release date. Now, I hope that we get a lot of details at this conference, because this has been one of their most secretive games in a really long time, and it has been driving me slowly insane. So I really want to see just a bunch of revealed details, a bunch of information being revealed about this game at this conference. That's what I think they're going to do. Now, some people have speculated that they probably could sneak in a couple of announcements in the event as well. We're probably going to get some more details on Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Yes.
Probably going to get some details on that. Maybe a couple other. I'm trying to think of maybe a couple other releases. Probably another Mario game or another Mario spin-off. Maybe we'll get some more DLC news for Mario Maker, because Mario Maker was really successful for them. Like, Mario Maker was probably one of their more successful games that they've gotten in a while.
Yeah.
So they probably maybe want to push some more DLC. Maybe we might even get to see some more Splatoon. Although I feel like the hype train for Splatoon has kind of died off a bit. Like, the audience has slowly left on to go and do other things. But it's still a really good game. I would die for some more Splatoon just content. And I feel like that's really it. I've speculated in the past that they may do a direct shortly after this event to give us a bunch more information on something that isn't just Zelda Wii U. That's a big if, but I still think it is definitely a plausible future that may happen. To be fair, though, I can't even really be that mad because I just want to see Zelda Wii U. I just want Zelda Wii U. We also, a name drop. We need a freaking name for Zelda Wii U so we can stop calling it Zelda Wii U.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm going to rewind here.
Okay.
Sorry.
Rewind.
And my actual prediction for Sony's E3 press conference is Agents.
Oh,
Agents?
yeah. That's the Rockstar title.
Yeah.
Although I've been hearing conflicting reports that Agents might be a thing, and some people have been speculating that Red Dead Redemption 2 could be a thing.
Oh, yeah.
And if Red Dead Redemption 2 is a thing, I will be so freaking on board, because I freaking love Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, well, I mean, both can be a thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. Honestly, I'm saying, Red Dead Redemption 2 would be more likely than Agents, though. Because Agents was announced a long-ass time ago.
This is true, but yeah, that's my prediction. But anyway, going back to what you were saying.
Yeah, basically, that's what I feel like they're going to do. We're going to see a lot of Zelda Wii U details. We're hopefully going to get a name drop, a release date. We're going to see some Pokemon details, and maybe a couple other smaller games. They may want to try and show some more stuff for Metroid Prime Federation Force, but honestly, I would rather them not. But they're probably going to do that either way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's sort of what I predict for Nintendo. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, I know that you don't give a shit about this, but just as an aside, for the EA conference, which I know you're not going to watch, I have a feeling that they're hopefully going to show Mass Effect 3, at least a full-on trailer.
Andromeda.
Andromeda. Sorry, not Mass Effect. Yeah. What am I talking about? I'm going crazy.
Yeah, I hope they show Mass Effect 3.
Sorry?
Nothing. But yeah, no, for EA, I think we're gonna see Titanfall 2. I think Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 1 are gonna be their main games.
Yeah.
There is holy shit, the Burnout developers announced a long time ago that they were working on some like extreme sports racing game. I definitely think we're going to see gameplay of that. We're probably going to see Mass Effect Andromeda. And when I say see, I mean just relatively speaking, because I'm not actually going to watch EA's press conference.
Yeah. You're gonna say, Tanner, can you watch it, because I don't want to waste my time, and I'll I will take the bullet, Fawaz.
I'm going to be fasting while I watch this press conference. I'm going to be really, really tired, and I don't want to drift up in the middle of the press conference and then miss, like Bethesda's press conference.
We didn't even talk about what we think Bethesda's going to do.
I think Bethesda is we're going to get more details on Elder Scrolls Legends. I think there's rumors that we're going to get an HD re-release of Skyrim, which it's weird. I have conflicting feelings about that. I bought Skyrim twice now, right? And Skyrim is one of my favorite games of all time, like ever. So if they release an HD re-release, I'll probably buy it a third time and then regret it, because I'm just completely tired of that game at that point. I put like 400 hours into that game. I'm not even exaggerating. I've put probably 400 hours, maybe even more, into that game. So, like, when they announced that because the rumor was, first of all, that it's going to be an HD re-release of an Elder Scrolls game. My hope was that it was going to be Oblivion, because I never got into Oblivion.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Oblivion, and I thought it was pretty good, but there were some really odd design choices in that game.
Yeah, so like an Oblivion working on the Skyrim engine would have been really exciting.
Oh, yeah. That I would be totally hyped for. Because honestly, I was kind of enjoying the story a little bit more in Oblivion than I was in Skyrim.
Really? Daedra over dragons? What's the matter with you?
I don't know. Dragons are cool, but there's one cool dragon. There's one cool dragon that was like the guy on top of the mountain who you could talk to.
Oh, I love that guy.
That guy was awesome. But I wish you got to see him more in the story, though. That's the only thing. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Sure.
But I don't know. That would be interesting, nonetheless. They're probably going to show some more. They're probably going to show Dishonored too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Dishonored's probably going to be their main game at the press conference. They're gonna probably gonna HD re-release. I'm thinking maybe Prey might come back. We might get some DLC for Doom announced.
DLC for Fallout, probably some more.
Yeah, DLC for Fallout. Yeah. Overall, it should be a decent press conference. Probably not as crazy as last year's press conference, but this should be pretty good nonetheless.
Yeah. So now we want to do our sort of overall E3, what we think is going to happen. Kind of wrap up.
Yeah. I think E3, it's going to be a more chill E3 this year. I think it's going to be a good one. It's funny because I made my list of predictions like last week, and a bunch of the things I predicted already happened. So it's kind of hard because I predicted, I was like, we're going to get a sequel to a bunch of new IPs like Watch Dogs 2, and I think we're going to see an Evolve 2. That's one thing. Yeah, I think we're going to see a sequel to Evolve.
I guess that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, I think it's gonna be a fun E3. I don't think it's gonna be anything crazy like last year, but there are a lot of games that we know of that we don't know a whole lot of right now that I think we're gonna see more footage of at E3. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely excited.
So I'm pretty excited too. I'm hoping that we get to see some secret IPs that we haven't heard before. Probably not gonna be as crazy as last year, but hopefully we still get some good stuff.
Yeah.
Don't forget to leave a comment of what you predict is going to be at E3 2016. We'd be glad to hear from you. And we'll talk to you guys later. Take care.